Hello, everyone. How you doing today? I hope you're having an amazing day so far. Welcome, friends, and I am so excited to be here talking with you today. And I have an amazing topic for you. 3 ways to start mastering your time so you can feel accomplished. You know, time is something everybody gets the same amount of time every day. Nobody gets more, no matter what size your business. Every CEO gets the exact same amount of time every day. Nobody's different there. And I had a colleague once say to me, if this is what it's like to create a 7-figure business, I'm not sure I want it. Hands up. How many of you have said something similar? So, hi, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Audrey Faust, business growth strategist, and I am going to share with you today 3 ways to start mastering your time so you can feel accomplished. I have actually a ton more than 3 ways, but I'm sharing 3 with you today. So, as a CEO, one of our most precious resources is our time. And we often think there's never enough hours in the day. Right? To get everything we need to get done. And I have quite a few ways that I like to work with CEOs around mastering their time. And today I'm going to share with you 3 of them. So I hope you're already doing these 3. Kudos to you if you are. If not, maybe you can implement 1 or more to feel accomplished every day. So there's something I like to call prime hours. This is number 1. Figuring out what your prime hours are and how to protect them. Typically, they're in the morning, and depending on if you're a morning person or not, they may be early in the morning, within like an hour after you get up, or they may be a little bit later. So they could be around, and these hours, it's like 3 to 5 hours per day that you have of your prime hours. So maybe they start at 7 and go till 11. Maybe they start at 10 and go to 2 or 3 with a break in there for lunch. Depending on who you are, identify like a morning person or a little bit later morning person, you'll be able to identify what I like to call your prime hours. And this is when you feel the most energy, you're the happiest, most productive. And more times than not, we end up wasting these hours if we don't know when they are and we don't protect them. You should keep these prime hours sacred. Create a meeting in your calendar for 2 or 3 hours a day in your prime hours with yourself. This way, nothing will get scheduled in there. And you should do the most important activities for yourself or your job or your company in these hours. Whatever the 5% of the things that you should focus on as a CEO is, this is when you should be doing it in these prime hours. Why? Well, you're more focused. It will take you less time to accomplish whatever it is you need to accomplish. And you will be able to get it done a lot quicker than if you wait till the afternoon. And as I said, I actually block these hours on my calendar and I protect them. They're sacred. I advise my clients to do this. Because let me tell you a little story. I was trying to get 3 or 4 items done, projects done, small projects done for several weeks. And I was unable to complete them. Was like, oh my gosh, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. And I wasn't procrastinating because I was busy. It had really nothing to do with that. By the time all of a sudden my day was over and it didn't get done. And sometimes I felt like I was stuck in email the entire day. So once I started time blocking my morning hours, I was able to complete these 4 projects within 3 days. And it was just blew my mind. One day I got 2 of them done because I blocked my productive morning time. I stayed out of my email. I didn't get into my email until 11 o'clock in the morning because I knew that would hijack my day. All of a sudden I would be in email and I would just be responding. And there goes my most productive time of the day. Once I started blocking that time in the morning, my world changed. It was so transformational. And, I can share more about this with you, but I want to get on to some more things, 2 other things. But if you want to hear more about prime hours and how to identify your prime hours, please reach out to me. I'd love to talk to you more about that. And let's connect on that then. So number 2 is identifying and number 1, is identifying and protecting your prime hours. Number 2 is email time suck, right? So as I was saying, my email would hijack my prime hours. It can hijack your entire day if you're not careful. I suggest only checking your email every 90 minutes. And be sure to turn off the little pop-up that comes up on the bottom of the screen every time you get a new email. For every interruption you have, whether it's a text message, an email, somebody walking in your office, somebody calling you, every interruption you have costs you 20 minutes because you have to get out of what you were doing, read that email, answer that phone call, right? Even if it's the email pops up. Oh, I can answer that in 5 seconds. You've actually cost yourself 20 minutes because you get out of what you were doing, answer that 2-minute email, and then try to get back into what you were doing. And all of that is distracting and causes you to more time. So turn off those pop-ups. I was actually in a meeting. I forgot about those pop-ups. I was in a meeting with one of my clients last week, and we were talking about this exact thing. And he mentioned to me that he had that little pop-up that comes up on the bottom of his screen through Outlook, and every time an email comes in. And, I explained to him, oh my gosh, first thing you should do is turn that off because that is such a distraction. You don't have to answer an email right away. You can wait 90 minutes for most emails to answer them. So check your email every 90 minutes and then get in and answer alone in a group. This way, you're not constantly interrupting yourself. You are able to decide when you answer your emails and they're not sucking up all your time. And try to stay out of email in your prime hours completely. So that's number 2. Get out of the email time suck. Number 1 is identify and protect your prime hours. So number 3, I like to say is schedule afternoon meetings. So as part of the prime hours being in your morning, you don't want to be scheduling a meeting during those prime hours because You can do your meetings later on in the day when you still have energy and you're still enough focused, but you don't have to be concentrating on something that's very important. Yes, meetings can be important, but they don't require as much concentration as projects or tasks that would be better suited for the morning hours. So try, and this is also great for your team. If you're a CEO, and you schedule morning meetings, you're killing the most productive hours of your team as well, right? So schedule your meetings in the afternoon. It's the best time for everyone. Early afternoon, mid-afternoon. I typically like to schedule them before 4 o'clock. A lot of times by the time we get to 4 o'clock, we're all kind of brain dead, right? Honestly, maybe answering a few more emails is all we are capable of doing at that point. So early to mid-afternoon, try to schedule your meetings so you're not completely taking up everybody's most productive time as well as your own. So that's number 3. So we'll go one more time. Prime hours. Identify and protect your prime hours. Typically, they're in the morning. Whether or not you're a morning person will decide whether they start at 7 a.m. or 10 a.m. But usually it's somewhere in that window when they start. Number 2, only check your email every 90 minutes because it can really suck up a lot of your time if you're constantly in email and being distracted by email. Make sure you turn off that pop-up, the Outlook pop-up. And number 3, schedule your meetings in the afternoon. It's going to be better for you and better for your team. So last week, I was at a networking event through Tri-County Chamber, and there was a CEO at the table, and he asked me some of my best time management tips. What are some of my best time management tips? And so I shared with him a lot of these, and he was very intrigued. But I also got a great question from the colleague sitting next to me, the gentleman sitting next to me. He said, I'm in sales, so part of what I do is creating emails and sending them out. So that's what I do. That's my prime time task. I said, well, so then I said to him, I'm like, well, yes, great. Do create your emails in the morning during your prime time tasks, but turn off your send receive. So you're not being distracted by the incoming emails that are coming in, right? So give yourself that quiet time to craft your emails and send your sales emails out. They'll be better quality and you'll be less distracted and you'll get all the ones done that you need to get done. So you can still do that if email is your primary job description, sending emails out for sales and potential clients. Great. Just turn off your send receive for, a couple hours and just craft all your emails and then send them all out together. The most important thing you can do here with all of these is just become aware of what your distractions are. Become aware of them and don't let them hijack your most productive time and try to minimize them. There are tons of ways in this day and age where we can get distracted, right? Squirrel. Where was that? Right. So many distractions for all of us with all this wonderful technology we have. And the best thing is just to become aware of what your distractions are and try to minimize them and protect your most valuable asset as the CEO, which is your time. Because you know what? Your time is worth a lot more than you think. And if you don't protect that time, nobody else will. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you'd like to connect with me, I'd love to chat and give you some more pointers on time management. I have a ton. I'm here to help you. So feel free to reach out. Feel free to comment below. any of the above. And I hope you got some great information today at mastering your time so you can feel accomplished every day. Thanks, and I'll be talking to you soon.